You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The only wealth which you will keep forever is the wealth you have given away. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. Poverty is the mother of crime. Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig. To live happily is an inward power of the soul. A man should be upright, not be kept upright. Confine yourself to the present. Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current. No sooner is a thing brought to sight than it is swept by, and another takes its place, and this too will be swept away. He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. How much more grievous are the consequences of anger than the causes of it? Our life is what our thoughts make it. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Everything that happens, happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so. To understand the true quality of people, you must look into their minds and examine their pursuits and aversions. Let not your mind run on what you lack, as much as on what you already have. Tomorrow is nothing. Today is late. The good lived yesterday. We are too much accustomed to attribute to a single cause that which is the product of several, and the majority of our controversies come from that. Adapt yourself to the things among which your lot has been cast, and love sincerely the fellow creatures with whom destiny has ordained that you shall live. Anger cannot be dishonest. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Begin. To begin is half the work. Let half still remain. Again begin this, and thou wilt have finished. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. How much time he saves who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does or thinks. Whatever the universal nature assigns to any man at any time is for the good of that man at that time. Be content to seem what you really are. Let men see, let them know, a real man who lives as he was meant to live. Perhaps there are none more lazy or more truly ignorant than your everlasting readers. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Humans have come into being for the sake of each other, so either teach them or learn to bear them. It is not death that a man should fear, but that he should never begin to live. When finding fault, ask yourself, what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? The first rule is to keep an untroubled spirit. The second is to look things in the face and know them for what they are. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. If any man despises me, that is his problem. My only concern is not doing or saying anything deserving of contempt. Whoever does wrong, wrongs himself. Whoever does injustice, does it to himself, making himself evil. Because a thing seems difficult for you, do not think it impossible for anyone to accomplish. Death smiles at us all. All we can do is smile back. Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. Take account of what excellencies you possess, and in gratitude remember how you would yearn for them if you had them not. The most despicable form of cowardice is self-pity. He who does not examine his thoughts cannot be happy. Injustice is not always associated with action. Usually, it is in an inaction. We live only now. Everything else is either past or unknown. The world will always listen to a person with strong will. There are people who, having rendered service to someone, expect a reward for it. The more a person loves himself, the more he depends on someone else's opinion.